Hello there. Today we are exploring and doing some more birding in Glacier National Park. I'm on a fairly well rutted horse trail, as the main trail is, the access is closed, so I have to take the horse trail to the trailhead. But I am looking today to try to eclipse my list from last year's total. So I'm sitting currently at the exact same number as last year and intend to hopefully eclipse that number today. So any bird that I have not seen this year could put me over the line, which is quite exciting. I'm not going for a big year in the traditional sense, just set a new record for myself personally. This trail is absolutely foul with all the horse manure, but here we are. Some birds that could potentially get me over the line today would be a pine grosbeak or a red crossbill, western flycatcher. Oh, who have we got here? It sounds like we have maybe a lazuli bunting up ahead. Let's see if I can get eyes on him. There are so many beautiful wildflowers blooming right now, and I just saw a bunch of bergamot, which smells incredible and actually contrasts quite nicely with all of this lovely horse manure. We're hearing one of my absolute favorite birds. This one is definitely near and dear to me, the Swainson's thrush. Such a beautiful lilting song, and they can sing like this and it sounds distant. They're really good at being ventriloquists, where they can sing really quietly and it makes it sound like they're actually quite distant. The males can be really aggressive with one another, often competing for territory with a long sing-off, and that sing-off can often result in a physical altercation if neither of them relents or becomes fatigued from the singing competition. It's pretty tough to pinpoint where they're singing from. That singing really quietly is known as a whisper song. So truly incredible thrushes. Absolutely love these guys. I'm gonna see if I can get some eyes on them and get some footage, but yeah, absolutely stunning. Just got to watch a bunch of bank swallows feeding just above the river, which is so fascinating to watch. They're such skilled flyers, and just watching a big flock of them feeding above the water, pretty awesome. And then saw one of the most vibrant western tanagers I've seen in a long time. I mean, often that rosy red face kind of looks a little washed out, but this was a deep, vibrant red. And just the wing bars, everything looked splendid on that bird. So that was a fun look. I didn't get to get a great shot of the bird just because it was situated super high up, kind of the top of the canopy, but either way, quite astounding. All right, well, quick update. I looped back around the horse trail and got back to the van and realized that I did not need to go on that horse trail at all. So I could just drive straight up to the trailhead, which is pretty goofy. Not too upset about it though, because it was really fun getting to see that Swainson's up close, and some of the cliff swallows overcame the birding on the horse trail challenge, so hopefully we'll get a prize for that. Anyway, we're back on the trail looking for a new bird to see. I'm hearing a really weird sounding Swainson's thrush over to my right. I know that sometimes when they get really fatigued from singing, they'll do a slightly different voicing. So it's almost giving Veery, which I have not seen yet. but do not want to confirm that it's a veery without kind of actually getting to have a look at it. Maybe Merlin can give me a confirmation, but as of right now I'm still leaning toward maybe a fatigued Swainson's thrush. I'll get back to you on what Merlin says. Yeah, Merlin's just given me a whole lot of Swainson's thrush, so I think I'm gonna stick with that and not add veery to the list, even though it sounded a little bit veery-esque, veery-y. We are now beginning the uphill part of the hike, so let's see if we get into a slightly different zone and perhaps see some new birds. Just had a sweet encounter with two stunning red starts. There was one on each side of the trail, and they seemed to be kind of having a little sing-off, debating whose territory is whose, and then one ended up darting at the other one and chasing it through the underbrush. I can still hear him in the background, but so stunning. And when you see that real dark bird with the orange little highlights on the wings, so pretty. So stoked to get to see those. I didn't get a really great video because the underbrush is quite dense. Sometimes you gotta stop and enjoy some lovely huckleberries. These ones are either just underripe or perfectly ripe. Very tasty berries. Within Glacier National Park, you are absolutely allowed to pick berries. The main things you're not supposed to remove are, well, basically everything else. But berries are fair game. Just don't go looking for flowers or antler sheds or rocks to pick and remove from this beautiful park. But there are plenty of berries to go around. Oh my goodness, some great ones here. You can see that our bears have really started to key into the huckleberries. Berries form a massive bulk of most of the bears' diet. They're mostly vegetarians and frugivores, eating tons of berries. As I came around that previous bend, there were a bunch of Douglas fir trees, and I was pretty certain I heard some flight calls for the red crossbill, my nemesis at the moment, but not certain of it, and didn't get to try and verify it with Merlin, so not going on the list. But maybe I'm definitely going to hang out there a little bit on the way back down, hopefully see if they are still in the area. Red crossbill were reported on this trail a couple days ago, so that's part of the reason I'm up here in the first place. So hopefully found that sneaky little bird. Just got a Montana lifer. There's a spotted towhee hanging in there somewhere. I can hear it. It's hard to delineate the sound over the noise of the train. Very distinct sound, that raspy. Awesome. Montana first for me. I see quite a few spotted towhee in California, but have yet to get one over here, and on the side of a mountain, no less. Maybe that's normal for them. I need to actually look at their breeding preferred habitat. So absolutely awesome. Well, we've made it. We're at the top of our hike today. Well, I heard an olive-sided flycatcher and hearing a western tanager hanging out in these trees up here. So absolutely stunning overlook here, and seeing most of the West Glacier region. Absolutely beautiful. You can kind of see Lake McDonald back there. So stunning. Well, we are making our way back down the mountain now. we'll keep an eye out for any new birds to put on the list. I unfortunately just flushed a wonderful dusky grouse that was sitting right on the edge of the trail here, and I tried to let her kind of move down the trail away from me, and then she stopped at a certain distance away, so I just sat down and didn't want to press her and freak her out any further. But then I heard this really almost imperceptible high-pitched calling coming from nearby where I was seated on the trail. So I think what had happened is she had flushed and her chicks were kind of situated, hunkered down, hiding, waiting for the threat to pass. So I ended up walking by her, snapping a couple shots and then walking away. But I heard her chicks calling out. Yeah, that was an awesome encounter. I'm sure they're all right. They're good at finding each other again. Well, we didn't get a bird to eclipse last year's record, but we did get some great looks at many amazing birds. So it was all in all a great day of hiking and birding and exploring. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know what wildlife you've been seeing lately. Cheers, have a good one.